6:30, I will call the Motley City Council meeting to order for September 12th, 2002. Will you please stand and do the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll call, is that me or you, Darcy? I don't remember.
Either one.
Either one. I think we have everybody here minus Jace Carlson, I believe, so. We got Pat, we have Nikki, myself, and Steve. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I have a deletion. Number 3, SCBA donation. I have nothing to report on that. I was waiting for a reply and I haven't gotten it yet, so we'll push that back to next month.
Any other additions, corrections, deletions? Hearing none. Motion, consent agenda, motion to approve items A through I, or any in need of discussion.
I have a correction on page 5 of the agenda. On the bottom, it's the last paragraph, it says Mayor Yoder declared the motion carried. It should say Mayor Schmidt.
Good catch. Anything else regarding consent agenda, items A through I? Hearing none, motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Steve, seconded by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Summary of August 8th, 2002 closed meeting. That was a performance evaluation in regards to Police Chief Jason Borash. He received a total of 54.8 out of 56 points, average score of 3.91 out of 4. Overall, it was determined that he is highly satisfactory in his duties and responsibilities to, with, and for our city and our citizens, receiving 54.8 out of 56 points. Thank you, Chief. Still a little room to improve there. 0.2. Any agenda requests and presentations at this time? Nope. Hearing none, moving on to departmental reports, planning and zoning.
We have one thing here where it seems that the basic code and the land use ordinance have a bit of disagreement on how many members we should have
And who should be on it.
and who should be on it. I'm not sure just where we're heading with this.
Well, according to our basic code of ordinances, it says we have to have 5 members, but only 1 member of the council can be on it, which disagrees with the land use ordinance, which says there has to be 7 members, 5 of which can be on the council. So, I almost think we should go with that 9.3 section, the planning commission from the land use, and edit the 7 members to 5, and then I think that should be what we go with. And adjust the basic code.
And then how many council people could be on?
Then you'd be up to 5 members. So, I don't know if you guys want to continue having it where the council does it, or if you want to try to get public involved. Historically, it's always been the council, but they have 1 resident on it right now.
Is that resident interested in continuing?
And she just joined, so.
Okay, fair enough. Well, 7 seems too many, too many, based on our current, how we said.
Make it 5,
Mm-hmm.
and up to 5 council members. But I think that option should be there, because sometimes there aren't enough people beyond the council to bring it up to 5.
I would say that based on the interest of an upcoming election year and the vacancies we had, I think we are who we are moving forward. We'll take it as a compliment, things are quiet and people are happy. How's that?
Yeah, I think if I had that 9.31 A through D and replace A through D on this ordinance 198, so changing it to 5 members instead of 7, then they'll agree. And then, yeah, we need to decide if all the council members are gonna be on the commission still. Right now, it's just Pat, Steve, and Lonnie.
I've X'd out some dates that are more responsible to this role with things like that as well, so I do plan on being in attendance on those. So if that helps get us closer to 5.
Yeah, and then, sure, then. It's the last Thursday, the 4th Thursday of the month. Tuesday?
That's Tuesday.
The last one, or Tuesday. of the
Next
month.
one's September 27th.
Right.
Yeah.
What time are those usually?
6:30.
Is that the traditional time, or that's just what works for everybody?
That's just on the time that,
I'm available sooner. But we can discuss that at the next meeting. Let's just get everybody there.
Pat is in charge of that commission, so you can pay Pat on it.
Yeah, we can discuss it at the next meeting, because our zoning administrator, Jake, will be there.
Okay.
So I'll make those ordinance changes then, and then we'll have to do a public hearing, so we'll do that next month.
Okay. Do you need a motion at this time to do that?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to make a motion to make those changes.
I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Pat, seconded by Nikki. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do you have the right language for that?
Yeah, I would. I'm just gonna pretty much use copy and paste, I think.
Okay. Was that it for planning and zoning?
I think that's all we have.
That's all we got? Fire department business.
Unless somebody else has something.
Calls for August, 7 medicals, 2 good intents, 2 more vehicle accidents, 2 fires for a total of 13 calls for the month. Item number 2. Mr. Borash has submitted his application to become a firefighter. I would just like to ask the council's approval to put him on and for both the interview process and the background check and everything that's associated with a new employee.
To waive that or to have?
He's gonna do background check anyway.
Right. I would think he's passed.
Yeah, yes, to waive that.
Yeah, got it.
You looking for a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Motion carries.
So your start date will be August 4th, or October 4th.
Did you second it, Mike? Is that?
I did.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
business.
All right, police reports on page 20 to 23. We had 104 calls for the month of August, bringing us up to a total of 981 at the end of the month. And you can see them all on there if anybody has any questions on them. All right. Number 2, voiding racial profiling policy update. Page 24 and 25. This is a mandated policy by the Minnesota Post Board. They just sent out, they revised it and updated it, which we are also required to do for our department. So I just need a motion to have that approved. Basically, all they did was add section number 4 and 5, the duty to report new violations.
Make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And I just wanted to give the council some updates on the last few council meetings. We've had different discussions. Robert and Georgia Falls property, they come to the council asking for some additional time. They did bring in their own roll-off dumpster, got all of their nuisances in their yard cleaned up on their own free will and in a timely manner. So being as they did that, my suggestion is for the council to drop their administrative citation fees. There's several $1,000s in fines imposed originally, but I would suggest dropping those fines to a much lesser amount. Basically just cover our costs of what we've got time into it and that kind of thing, so.
Do we know what that cost would be at this time?
I would think $200 would be more than sufficient.
But drop it to actual costs rather than,
Correct. And then we would drop the remainder of the fines. Being that they went through and carried out what they said they would with the council and took care of the nuisance themselves. We didn't have to get involved and do it ourselves.
We have a couple other, or one for sure, problem property. Would that set a precedence for them? Running up for those, right?
It could, it's up to the council how you guys want to handle those as a case-by-case basis or keep it one way and only one way.
they paid for the roll-off and everything to come in and they did all the cleanup with our city staff that have to do the cleanup.
Correct.
And I'd make a motion to adjust the fees as you recommended.
Okay. Well, I guess I would want to see what you guys want for $1 a month then.
Actual cost to the city.
Okay, so I'll turn in my estimated time on it to Darcy and she can bill for that.
And suspend the balance of fines.
So you're making that motion? I'll second it.
You said about $200 somewhere in there.
That's what I would say,
Do you think it'd be a good idea to just set $200 to $400 and then just be done with it as far as you don't have to?
Yeah, you guys could certainly set the dollar amount.
Is it reasonable that once that dollar amount's determined, Darcy communicates that with us? And we know just exactly what that amount is?
Yep, I would suspect it's gonna come real close to about $200.
It's the shooting from the hip, and I don't want to set precedents, and I don't want to come off like a martyr. They were put to task, they took care of things, but people's time, when the city can all of a sudden, the meter can spin quick, and I don't wanna wing that on a Monday night sitting here, that I'm not gonna do. So I'd rather table the specific amount until we know that amount. And then it's factual, then we can, support that and for future, if we have future needs, that we do the actual billing, it wasn't just a $200 specific to the resident. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. So that would mean now I have to go ahead with the motion that was made. A motion was made, Pat's motion was made. We had discussion. So all in favor of Pat's motion? We should vote aye, correct? Now we get into that weird, this is the formal part of Robert's rules, because it sounds like it's heading a certain direction here, so we gotta.
Did you ask to table it until we got the actual cost
I
figure?
did, but we didn't vote down your original, so we could amend it to table.
I didn't have a second.
Didn't
Yeah,
have a
just
second?
we-
I did.
Yeah, we did have a second.
So we're gonna table it.
Yeah, we can just table it.
A motion to table?
But you need to vote on your motion that you already made. Because that was motion and second. So if you don't wanna do that,
So
you'll
if we
leave.
want to table it, we have to vote yours down. Now make a motion to table it and vote that way.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm okay with that.
Wonderful. So we're gonna, motion was made by Pat to go ahead with a specific dollar amount. All in favor of that motion? Say aye.
All right.
Those opposed, say nay. Nay. So we have 3-1, right? Now, yep.
I don't know who voted. Nikki, what was
It
yours?
doesn't matter, we voted it down.
Vote it down. So I'll make a motion to table.
I
Any-
need
any comment?
numbers for the minutes though. Well, both of you were, and
I was nay.
you were and Nikki.
Okay, to table it, do I need to be nay or?
No,
We're
we're
not
still, we're
at
still
that
on the
point.
We're
voting.
still
Voting
voting
down
yes.
the estimated cost to get to the table specific dollar amount.
Okay. So I need to vote in favor and then we vote it down.
You need to vote nay if you don't want to do this, then we'll do a new motion.
Okay.
This motion was not for an estimated amount. My
No,
motion
it
was
was
for him to turn in,
Yep.
the chief attorney in actual costs.
You can just amend yours and say do actual cost, bring it to the council first.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to table.
Let's do
Yes.
that.
All right. So a motion has been made. Is this gonna read like this in the paper? You're gonna- A little bit better, all right. The motion has been made and amended that the actual cost to the resident be determined by Darcy and submitted at the next council meeting for approval. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, motion carries. It was a good teamwork right there.
High five.
All right.
And I apologize if I was confused.
No, I wanted to just get to where we had to get to there, so we're good, we got to figure it out. We're all good.
All right, next one was Kathy Cyrus update. Kathy had asked for a variance to have more dogs than allowed by the ordinance. The council denied her variance. I had met with Kathy shortly after the deadline to verify that she had gotten the dogs removed from the property. She advised me that she had it set up to send them to a new home, and that fell through the day prior to my arrival. And she was set to have a major procedure at the hospital the following day. So with her medical conditions, I advised her that I would allow her, give her some more time to try to continue finding a new home for her two dogs that she wants to find a home versus giving them to a shelter. So, told her I'd give her a couple of months to heal up and take care of that stuff, and then we'd go on from there. So just wanted to advise the council as to where I was at with that.
They're further in.
Number 5, Paul and Crystal Blomquist property update. This is also another property that we were dealing with public nuisances. They did dispute some of the citations, so we had to have a formal hearing. We had a hearing officer come and finally got his determination here last week. The hearing officer did find him in violation of some of the nuisances for some of the days, and he dismissed some of the other ones. That was only for, they were only contesting 5 citations out of about 22. So the other ones still stand as they are because they never contested them within their 10-day period. According to the hearing officer, he's giving them until October 1st to correct their nuisances with no penalties for the violations. If they don't correct those nuisances by October 1st, then they will be liable for the citation fees as well as paying for the hearing officer and legal fees that we have incurred. The other citations that they did not dispute total about $4,875, plus the attorney fees. They have recently applied for and been approved for a fence permit, and they've begun construction to put up a fence. The fence, once completed, would satisfactorily cure their nuisance problem, because it would not be within sight from the roadway anymore. So my recommendation is that if they get this fence completed by October 1st, same date as the hearing officer gave them, and we're not able to see any more of the nuisances, that we'd also do a reduction in their fees as well and charge them for time that was put in, as well as the hearing fees, if applicable. So it appears that they're trying to work on taking care of this, so that this isn't an ongoing issue for the city and them.
Sounds like we might want this one to come back next month after we pass the October 1st date, so we know where we stand.
Yep, and I just wanted to give the council an update so you guys knew where things stood on it, all of it. And if you have any further questions, you can feel free to ask me at any time. Number 6 is a vacation request. I believe Darcy emailed this to you as well, with the dates, so looking to take those few days off due to my daughter's upcoming wedding.
I make a motion to approve the vacation request. Dates not set.
I'll second. Motion made to approve vacation requests with communication established how it was with this one. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Hearing none, motion carries.
Does that work for you guys going forward with
Yes.
the email
In many ways, yes.
Okay, and then I'll just continue putting them in your box if you want.
Now, should we, for all the employees, do the same thing as far as the date
Is that a policy change that we need to make?
I would like to.
I don't know if it specifically says in the policy how you get the information, just that you need to approve the dates.
Yep.
I don't think we have to do anything different, just.
I think in fairness to the employee, it doesn't need to be public. I just think we need to know for the purpose of internal operating. That's my take.
That works for me.
Okay. Any other comments, concerns, or other business? For the chief? By the chief. Okay. Public Works Department.
Page 26 of the report. Not much on there. Our charging station is going again. Been getting a fair amount of usage in the bottom. And a lot of stuff is kind of carrying over from last month with the water plants painted and the patches are done. The driveway that was in last month's agenda has been repaired.
Good.
They seem to be happy with that. You get to see it build yet. See. And next month we'll report that the road's done. It's still last month, so. Any questions on that?
Did you get all 4 tires for $647?
Well, I haven't got them, but that's what the estimate is. The tires themselves, not on.
That's a reason.
State price.
Oh, that's fine.
You have to come to the council if it's more than $500 to get it.
Anything else for Public Works?
Did you ever?
Oh, you got the dressers?
Yeah. As long as you mention tires, I do have one that's separated and it's bulged out, and it's just about a order of the cars now, so we're gonna have to buy a set of them, the rest of them are pretty weak. We could have one used when we put on till winter time, but I think I wanna have it approved, so it's time. Get it put on there. It's $647.60 for a set of 4. It needs to be mounted and balancing, of course.
Yeah. Motion to approve set of tires for the 2018 GMC 64760. Comes in a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Go get your treads.
Thank you. And we did apply and got a source water implementation grant for putting the generator connection in the well over there. We had to do an extension, we were looking at trying to get 3-phase power over there instead of just converting what we're doing because we were having problems over there and the prices came in way too ridiculously high. So, but we're getting close to the deadline and we're still trying to get a hold of the state and I must be on vacation right now. I want to approve or get approved to spend up to that $10,000. There's no matching or anything. It's just the money that we got to get this generator connection done so we can move ahead as soon as we get all our paperwork in order. So no cost to the city, it's just a matter of making sure it gets done. So.
Motion to approve up to $10,000 grant from Source Water Protection Implementation for well number 6. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none, motion carries.
Well, that's all the same thing. Yeah. That's all I have, unless you got something for me.
Nope. All right. Admin Department.
On page 27 is the water usage report. It has a negative usage difference because we read Trident about a week into the month, so it's got extra water built out on it. 'Cause it didn't read with our system the first time, so. Otherwise, we're looking good still. Any questions on that?
That's only one reason. No, I mean, the difference is only all. It's just a lot of water.
then me, Pat, Bruce, and Jason Rake and David and John met with, we're on a conference call with S&P Global Ratings. So they rate us on our general obligation bonds. And our last one we did was in 2015, and they affirmed our A+ long-term rating, and it is stable. The only concern they had was our amount of debt, but they said we're covering it just fine, so they're not too worried. And that's everything that I have.
Any other comments, concerns, or other business for the admin department? Hearing none, old business. Personnel manual updates.
So page 28 to 31 is a summary of all the updates. The red is what was changed. We added in some policies that were already policies that just felt like they should be in the personnel policy. So that was the fire calls, the computer use policy, social media policy, and the meal allowance, transportation, and lodging. So we just added those. The committee is proposing new annual accrual rates for PTO. So you can see those changes there at the bottom of page 28. Comparing us to other cities, we were kind of slow on the PTO. So it's kind of accelerating that from what we did before. The page 29 at the top, this is something that was made when we converted from vacation sick time to just PTO. Bruce had a lot of sick time, so they only converted some of it and then made the rest a deferred sick leave. But he has to be gone at least 3 days before he can use it, and then after 7 days, short-term disability kicks in. So he didn't really have much of a chance to take it, so we're proposing to remove the restrictions there so he can use it for doctor's appointments or if he's off for a day because he's sick. We added in the school conference and activities leave section. It's something that wasn't in there that's required by statute. I wanted to add in all our benefits for insurance and all that stuff. Nothing's changed, it's just all spelled out so that employees can see everything that they get. And then the other thing is in the computer use policy, there was a section on instant messaging, and Jason, the police department, uses instant messaging with the county, so we thought we should remove that because they've been using it since 2010 or something like that, so.
So your next task with this then is to change everything all to black ink and get rid of all of red ink.
Yep,
Yep, okay.
let's make all those changes.
Do you need any motion from us?
Yes.
Okay. Motion to accept the changes made.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Hearing a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
My one question would be when you want the PTO to begin, where you want the changes to begin, like maybe next payroll or?
What makes sense for you up front? That is not my world.
I think if we just start it with next payroll, because I just did this payroll, so.
Okay.
You can add that to Nikki's motion.
You want to amend that to make it super official.
I amended to,
So that,
What numbers he said?
I amend the motion for it to start, that's payroll. I'm not sure what you want me to
that
add.
the new
but-
accrual rates for
The new
PTO will
accrual.
begin with the next payroll,
All right,
which is
I amend
payroll
that.
20, I think.
Okay.
Motion amended. Do we have a second? All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Then the next section. So in our policy, it says that we can approve changes to part-times, like benefits. And when Veronica was hired, Kurt told me that she was hired, that she was going to get a step increase annually on her anniversary date, and that we would prorate her PTO based on hours worked, which isn't how the policy states, but it says that we can do it if it's otherwise agreed. It was just never officially approved or written down, so I just need it to be official so that it's in our records.
I will make the motion to approve Veronica Tapia to advance one step on the step structure for her anniversary date and accrue prorate PTO based on hours worked, as written, Mr. Virtue. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. Do we have any unfinished business? Under old business, hearing none. New business, Fall Fest, special event permit and temporary on-sale liquor license applications, 32 through 36 in your packet.
I had them fill this out even though they're doing it at the fairgrounds, because the food trucks will be covered under this, so that the food trucks will have to do their own permits.
They will have to do their own permits?
Will not have to
They
if
will
it's
not have
covered under a
Okay.
community festival.
We're looking for a motion for all the applications from page 32 to 36.
And then if you want to waive the fees, like we usually do for food fest.
Make a motion to approve the special event permit with fees waived for Fall Fest. Do we have a second? And the temporary on-sale liquor license. All right, motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, it carries.
What are the fees?
I don't remember offhand, but there's a special event permit fee, and then I think there's a $10 temporary liquor license fee. But we always waive them for food fest.
The wage study. It's safe to say that, let's go on a limb here, this is one of the things in coming in, hearing that it had been really quite a bit of time since we had anything done with, in regards to our city staff, their wages, their benefits in many years. I just thought it was necessary to move forward with some kind of process. Darcy took upon herself to get, she contacted 3 people, we got 2 out of 3 back.
Yep.
So what you have is the 2 proposals from 2 out of the 3 groups, one from Paul Ness, one from David Drone and Associates. And I hope you had a chance to look at them. There's obviously discussion to be had within both of these, and we certainly don't have to go with either one.
And just so you guys know, since you're new, Paul Ness is who did the last one. I think he's done a couple for us over many years. And David Drone and Associates, we work with them in other aspects, but they've never done a wage study for us. And for timeline wise, Paul Ness said that he would collect data during September and October, give us time to look it over, and then we can meet and make decisions in November. And David Drone said the market analysis would take 4 weeks, and then if we want to do the job descriptions on top of that, it'll take longer. Shouldn't give me a exact timeline for the rest of it.
So for the purpose of having an open and legal discussion, do we need a motion to have first to discuss, or can we just simply
You
discuss?
can just discuss it.
Okay.
There does seem to be a significant dollar amount between the 2.
Agreed?
And I think, this is just my opinion, but we're talking, what, six people?
Yep.
Well, and the other thing to keep in mind, whenever I did with it, Sourcewell has a reimbursement for a consultant reimbursement. They'll pay 50% of the cost up to $10,000. So that's also a possibility.
I've been through these in other organizations, and part of my take is, and they were much bigger in design, so I will just cut to the chase. Steve, I agree with you. We're not talking dozens and dozens and dozens of employees. I would rather see our dollars be invested into our staff, not someone else. And I think as a council, I'd like to see us have a more open dialogue about cost of living increase, percentage increase, all those things. And not, no discredit to the organizations, this is what they do, but I don't think we're that big. But I was curious to know what their costs were. And they came in as I thought, and there was definitely a discrepancy between the 2. But either way, we're gonna pay those people to tell us what I think we come up with on our own. I'd rather invest those dollars directly into people.
I think we're in agreement.
Where we're headed with this? All right, so where do we go from here?
So if you want to go for him, you need to make a motion, but you also need to decide what services you want him to provide. Because he's got extra stuff he can add on. You know, whether we want him just to do a market analysis, or if we want him to look over the job descriptions again.
You have job descriptions for everybody, don't you?
Yes, we do. He actually made those.
Okay, so we don't need to pay them for that, because we have those. And I just go back to, do we need a market analysis? I wanted to be informed on what we're looking at for costs. I didn't want to be naive or negligent, but either way, both firms come with a cost, and I don't know, what has the past practice been of the city? What have they done? Have we used Paul Ness, and that's what we've done this with before, or no?
That's the only person I've seen that we've done it for. He did it 5-6 years ago for us, and then he did it like, I don't know how long before that for us.
And what were the results of that?
I think we just,
Did he come up with a percentage, or?
he redid our whole step structure the last time. So I don't think we had a step structure before. It was just, people got put on in a wage, there was no step or grade or anything, so he created all that for us.
We just revamped it and brought it up to current, because we were falling behind, so we brought it all.
Was there like a start or?
Yes,
And
right
how much
after.
is the marks and
That was the 4 weeks, and the Nest firm right away was just under $2,000 for the 311 visits, the 999. It was 1,900 and change. The other firm was significantly.
Looking at their references, the other firm appears to work with the larger cities,
Yep,
where there's lots more employees and stuff.
agreed.
And this tends to work with smaller cities. Did we have any problems with on this when he did do these for us?
Not that I'm aware of, but I know Lucy liked them.
Now on page 7 for Ness, these optional on the top of the page. Like optional on-site meeting with the council representative, $500 and some. Is that covering the whole, that option?
That's an additional, his base price is $999,
Right.
that includes all the interviews. And it
That does not include.
Doesn't include his mileage, doesn't include one on-site meeting that varies between 222 and 333. So what you speak of, Steve, is an additional $533.25, which that would be added on to the 1,954. So we're up to around 2,500.
Now that 19, does that include the mileage?
Yep. Okay. For each of 2 trips.
Right.
Unless we get her done in 2.
Well, for whatever it's worth, I like Paul Ness for several reasons.
I think the benefit overall is to the city employees, and I think it allows, I think the market analysis, what it does is that we're not the ones doing the analyzing. And I think this is their line of work, is what they do. They're gonna talk to people departmentally, and they're gonna give us the information that's credible departmentally, and we're not putting our employees, they're not having to advocate for too much, let alone against one another. And I think if it's been 5 to 6 years, this quickly becomes, we're moving on to year 7, haven't done anything. Cities don't move fast. He can get started in September, you said?
Yeah, he said he'd get started right away as soon as it was approved.
Okay.
And I think we all agree, as long as I understand it, that we want this. Right, okay.
I think our employees in my 6 years here, I've been very pleased as a new becoming old resident of Motley. I've enjoyed what I've seen, I've enjoyed getting to know people, and there is a cost to replacing people. There's a big cost. And I think we have people that want to be here, that know possibly what they could make somewhere else, and they choose to be right here in Motley, and I think that's pretty important. So, I'd like to see what Mr. Ness has to say. What do you think? Any more continued discussion or any needs with that? Nope. All right. Looking for a motion to go ahead with Paul Ness and his firm for our,
I will wage that motion.
For the 1,900 and change?
Yeah, so just for the project-based cost with the mileage.
project-based cost.
Um,
Yeah. motion by Steve, seconded by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign? Hearing none, let the wage study begin. Thank you, everybody.
Now, Darcy, the source well, explain that again now in regard to all this and this dollar amount.
For consultants, so a wage study, they'll pay 50%, reimburse us for 50% up to $10,000.
Okay.
So we could get half of this back.
Yep. Sourcewell's like just a treasure.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
They're great. They have good coffee too. I've always liked it.
Right.
Their bathrooms are nice too. They have mints in there. It's great. Letter C, preliminary 2022 budget levy.
This was what was agreed upon in the budget meeting.
It's found on page 59 of the back page. Any discussion? Hearing none. You want individual on this one, on the levy, on 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yep. A motion for the resolution 2022-23 approving the preliminary 2023 tax levy, Morrison County. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Pat.
I'll second that.
Third by Steve. We're rolling now. We got everybody. All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed, same sign? Hearing none. Resolution passes. Number 2, resolution 2022-24, approving the preliminary 2023 tax levy for Cass County. Same question. Do we have a motion? Or a second, rather? Seconded by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign? Hearing none, motion carries. Schedule final budget levy public hearing.
I think we usually do this our last council meeting of the year, so December 12th. We usually do it or during the council meeting.
Got it.
So we just need to approve a date and time.
Want to do that right now?
Yeah, we have.
That would be December. Right. Okay. So for December 12th, 2022. Right? Yeah, we're not 23 yet. There's a lot of dates on this one. Meeting set for the last council meeting for the final budget levy public hearing, December 12th, 2020. Is that 6 o'clock or 6:30? Do we do that one beforehand or during?
Either one. I think they've done both in the past. We just, I think we make it 6:30, it can just be the first thing on the agenda.
6:30 p.m. Budget workshop.
Well,
For letter E, is that
What was that, December what?
December 12th?
12th.
We're We're getting good at motions. We don't mind the practice. We're making that one.
One earlier was wrong.
You can only go up sometimes. Would you like a motion on the?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if we need one or not, but just to be safe.
Does somebody else want to make this motion?
This is for the budget workshop, or for
The,
the levy.
the budget levy public hearing.
I will make the motion.
Motion was made by Ms. Beerga for the budget levy public hearing. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Steve. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none, motion carries for the meeting. Budget workshop, is that another one?
Yep, whenever you guys wanna schedule the next workshop to narrow everything down.
What was the last one we had, date-wise? Is there a recurring date that we've done?
I think we've only had 2 so far. I think usually after they approve this, they'll do one in October, and maybe November.
Is that certain council members or is it
It's
everyone?
everybody. It's a special meeting,
Special
technically,
meeting.
so.
Is that during work order hours or after? Is that usually 6 to 1?
Whenever we want to schedule it. The last one we did was August 16th. We've been doing Tuesdays, but I think Tuesdays are usually bad for you, Mike.
Not without notice. I can make Tuesday the 11th. I can make whatever time we would like. I'd be available as soon as 4:30.
What month are we on?
October 11th, Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know, we're doing the wage study too, so, but that's gonna take a couple months. So we could do a meeting and talk about other stuff and then meet again in November to,
Or should we just meet in November and work smarter, not harder?
depends on how much needs to be discussed.
So based on the timeline you gave us for the wage study, you should have quite a bit ready by an early November date.
Yes.
So then it would serve us better to meet in November and not October.
On the 14th. Is that what you're doing?
I hadn't even gotten that. I haven't gotten to a number yet. To a date. If we did Tuesday, November 15th, that's mid-month, he should be ready by then with everything, and we would possibly have a chance to review it first.
Is that gonna be a problem for you? He has fire department training that night.
About Monday the 14th.
Oh, the 15th would be open.
Oh, is it? Do you not have one?
We got next 3 Tuesdays out next.
Okay, so the 15th.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm wrong.
It's because I'm on this calendar.
Yeah, it's the 1st and the 15th, this room is,
So about we go back, well, the 8th is election day, so that's out. Monday the 14th?
That's our regular council meeting.
Yeah.
Possibility of meeting beforehand, or is it just too much?
I think that gets to be a lot.
It gives me a lot. How about the 7th?
November 7th.
November 7th.
Works for me.
Well, November 7th at 6 PM. Just in case the Vikings are on Monday Night Football. Just in case. No, they're not. All right, we're good. All right. motion made for the budget workshop meeting to be Monday, November 7th at 6 PM. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Carries. November 7th. Any new business? Public forum, council forum. Hearing none. Upcoming important dates other than the ones we just got. Planning and zoning meeting meets Tuesday, September 27th at 6:30 here at City Hall. Next regular council meeting is October 10th, 6:30 here at City Hall. And a reminder that Motley Fall Fest is Saturday, October 15th from 2 PM until closing time at the fairgrounds.
Did you pass over the council forum?
Oh, council forum.
And public forum, not that there's any public.
I did public forum, I did over council forum, and we have some council forum things that voice any comments, concerns.
Yeah, I was thinking in regard to Jason joining the fire department. How is that gonna work now for, if he's on duty and gets a call for salary or pay, and then are we, first of all, I'm all for it, that's wonderful.
Isn't that what
How does that work?
Yeah, for that fire call policy, you would get paid for both as long as it doesn't go over 8 hours.
As long as it doesn't what?
Go over 8 hours, so if you look at the personnel policy that I gave you. So it says regular full-time city employees who also serve as active members of the Motley Volunteer Fire Department shall be allowed to respond to fire calls during their regular workday. An employee will receive the regular hourly wages up to 8 hours per day when responding to fire calls that occur during normal working hours. Any time spent on a fire call outside of the employee's normal working hours will not be counted towards their regular working hours, and the employee will not be paid their regular hour wage for this time. The fire department will continue to count all calls and pay the member for each call as prescribed in their bylaws. It's on page 16 of the personnel policy.
So in other words, if you're off that day and there's a fire, you're volunteering, like everybody else that's there. Got it.
But if he responds when he's on duty, you would get paid for the fire call and hourly wage. Well, I don't know exactly how that works since
Yeah,
you do it in
I
your.
understood it with Brian, we went through that, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're on a, something serious, what do you do?
I mean, if I'm on another call,
Yes,
then I won't be responding to the fire
to
call.
the fire call. Okay.
You know, if I'm dealing with, for instance, a domestic or something, yeah, then I would just walk away from that to go to a fire call.
Do you ever respond to fire calls in a way that would be just police department duty and not fire department duty? Does that have to be an issue?
Very rarely, I mean, medicals always get paged out automatically by dispatch for the fire department as well. As well as, yeah, it's very rare if that ever happens, that they have me go and not the fire department. Or to take a call.
Anything else for the council forum? We covered the upcoming meetings. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So move, motion made by Pat, second by me. Oh, Nikki got it. She went
No,
first.
I said it's Steve's turn.
Oh,
I'll see you.
all right. Meeting adjourned, 7:35 PM.